Hey there, everybody. This is just a little bonus Tempest Stronghold Exodus draft. We talked about this in the podcast. It's Wednesday, right after the downtime, and I figured that since the podcast is going to go up tomorrow, I would just record, the first draft I've done in the format for the Knicks Ticks week, and hopefully, it won't be super terrible, and you guys will get to see kind of at least get a little bit of a view of how the format is. There won't be any rounds, but I will show you, how to draft the format. I've drafted this format a ton of times, and I do pretty decent at it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to pause it until we get up to 8, because right now we're at 2. Alright, so we fired, and let's see what we've got. Black and red are very good in this format, and so is blue if you can draft a control archetype. We've got Recycle, which is pretty much useless. Dauthi Slayer is good. Dauthi Marauder is good. I really like Soul Drinker, but it's not as good as either of these two. Master Decoy is also very good. Diabolic Edict, I don't think is a first pick card. It is worth $1 though. It's unfortunate that we don't see a Wasteland over here. Getting a nice $58 uncommon would have been sweet. So Repentance is also pretty decent. I think I'm going to take the Repentance. That card's okay. Soltari Lancer is not too bad. Sky Shroud Troll is really good. Gaseous Form isn't too bad. I think, though, that based on the Repentance and the fact that we passed the Master Decoy, I'm going to take the Soltari Lancer and try to shut white down a little bit. So we've got Dauthi Horror, which is a pretty good card, another Gaseous Form, another Soltari Lancer, which is good times for us. Elfish Fury is pretty good. The buyback in this format is pretty good in general. I passed the Whispers of the Muse earlier, but I don't really like to draft blue unless I see a capsize early. So I think I'm just going to take this Lancer and continue on the white train. One of the things about this format is that the rares in Tempest are, some of them just do wacky things, and if you get them early, you can do these build around me decks that, aren't very popular archetypes because they're built around a rare, but when you can pull it off, it's pretty amazing. Something like Cold Storage is a good card to build around. And there's another artifact card, Torture Chamber. That card's really good too. So what do we have? We've got Starry Foot Soldier. We've got a Windrake, a Spontaneous Combustion, which is really good, but I'm not gonna double splash this. I think Renegade Warlord might be the pick here. It complements our Shadow guys pretty well. And he's a 3/3 first striker. So yeah, we'll take him. I don't often get to play this guy because he's an uncommon. And I'm usually not in the market for him even if I see him. A really good card to open up later in the draft would be Soltari Gorillas. It's a white-red 3/2 shadow guy that can redirect its damage to a creature if it goes unblocked. Pretty good. Alright. There is Abstract, and I'm telling him that I'm recording. Move that over. And I think here, green seems a little open, but I'm going to take this Canyon Wildcats. It's on curve, and it could do some good. Random rare draft? No thank you. So this pack, Clergy and Vec is not too bad. There are a lot of pingers in this format. Gallantry also isn't too bad, but so far, none of my creatures are blocking anything. I think I'll take the Clergy. Mana Severance. This used to be a combo with Charbelcher, or with Goblin Charbelcher. Get all your lands out of the deck, and then activate the Charbelcher for lethal. I think we're going to take the Flowstone Giant, though. A 3/3, and can turn into a 5/1 to block, or to block a big fatty, or just get through for 5 damage. Pretty decent. And we don't have a 4-drop yet. Orum's Prayer. This card is ridiculous. I love playing with this. And the fact that we're an aggro deck and we're probably going to be racing makes it even better. Pretty much turns off 1 X's, and they can't really get at you. It's just really good. I fully expect to play this card and do well with it in the draft. So the Soul Drinker tabled. It's not surprising, the card is undervalued. Sky Shroudy Light, Thalicos Mistfolk. I think I'll take the Thalicos Mistfolk. None of the cards are playable for our deck. And this guy, well, my guys have First Strike. I'll take the Soul Drink. I'll take the Power Sink. I'll just hate the Power Sink. And here, wow, Whispers of the Muse. I'm gonna steal the Whispers of the Muse too. Another both the gaseous forms. I'm gonna take that one. And we shall steal this Storm Reality Anchor. Hey, a card that we can actually play, Coilton Viper. I don't know if I'll make it into the final deck, but it's better than the last 5 picks we just spent hating. So we cut white pretty good in this pack. We didn't let a lot of quality through, just 1 or 2 cards. Hopefully we can get that in this direction now, coming from our left. Card's worth about a ticket, I guess. Flowstone Hellion is really good. Deathstroke is pretty good. There's nothing for us in this pack at all except for the Hellion, so that makes our pick really easy. Alright, we've got a Spear, Spirit Encore, 2/2 flying with the redirect ability is pretty good. This is pretty terrible. Smite's not too bad, but we're going to take the flying, unkillable in combat dude. So, none of these cards are especially good. Crystalline Sliver is worth about a ticket. Wall of Razors might make our deck. I don't really want to pick this guy. He can definitely come back. I'm going to take the Wall of Razors. Here, we shall... Wow, a Sift. Here we're going to take the Smite. We're not going to be blocking a lot, but it's nice to be able to kill whatever we want when we do block. And I'm glad that I picked the Clergy and Vec over the Gallantry, since I have the Smite, even though Gallantry replaces itself. So, we've got 13 cards. Probably rather not play the Coiled Tin Viper. Everything else, though, possibly the Clergy and Vec. These two cards I'm not too sure about. Everything else, though, seems pretty good. Here's a removal spell, Flowstone Blade. There are a lot of utility guys in this format that are small. And being able to pick them off, even if it takes a turn or two, is a good time. There's not much enchantment removal, and so this will usually kill them. Interesting to see another Balrath's Shapeshifter, but I'm going to take the Flowstone Blade. A couple of more Shadow guys wouldn't be terrible for our deck. I mean, these two are pretty good, but it'd be better if we had more. Well, if Flowstone Blade was the pick last time, I suppose it's the pick this time again. 10 guys. We probably want about 14 or 15 dudes. A couple of more 2-drops, maybe a 1-drop if we can find a decent one. A 4-drop. Orm's Prayer, though. This card is just a good time, I'm telling you. I've had a couple of drafts where I've actually been able to get 2, and it gets silly. Alright, so what do we have here? An empty pack for us, and I'm just going to steal the Deathstroke. I find myself in these older formats, especially Urza's block. They're not shown a lot to the public, so you know, concentrated pick orders are not really a thing in these formats, and I see a lot of cards go late. And it gives me the ability to just, you know, screw up other people's drafts without screwing up mine too much, especially when the packs are empty for my colors. I'm really surprised that I'm not seeing any good white cards coming to me. And this pack is another just black pack. Samite Blessing isn't too bad. I'm going to take it. It's probably not going to make the deck. Wow, this is like the same pack. I will take the Tempting Lissad, which is pretty much just a taunting elf, but he can get nasty. And I suppose I'll take another Smite. Or do I want this 3-drop Flowstone Shambler? This is a fine man, but I think I'll take the Smite. Let's hide the Samite Blessing. We're definitely not going to play that. We might not even play both Smites. Honor Guard, I suppose, so that we have something to smite with. Oh, this is a really nice card. We'll actually want to play this, and it gives us a reason to have something to block. Let's hide that Honor Guard. Contempt. Because I have Contempt for the pick. Alright, so we've got 11 duders, 17. We need to pick up 6 cards in this next pack. And we're going to hope for like a foil Oath of Druids, because that would be so super duper. Duct Crawler. Hey, a 15th pick, possibly playable card. Not going to play it, but it's in our colors. And do we open up the lottery ticket that says win? Volrath's Dungeons. Alright, so we did not win the lottery with our draft this time, so we're gonna need to win the first 2 rounds to break even. Mage Elvec is pretty good. I think I like Shackles better though. Turns off anything, including Mage Elvec, and I really hate the random discard instead of just discarding. I'm going to take the Shackles. Oh, here we go. That's a nice card for us. It's got Shadow. It blows up enchantments. We are totally going to be happy taking that. Soul Warden is also pretty good in this format, especially if you lead with it. Merfolk Looter is ridiculous. Forbid is only good if you're ahead. But yeah, Soul Warden. Vampire Hounds is pretty good too. You can Alpha Strike them with a handful of creatures. Really good card if you're mana screwed. But we're going to take the Visionary. Alright, we're up to 12. We need 4 more cards. I would like for 3 of them to be creatures, and maybe if we can get some quality ones, we can replace this Coiled Tin Viper and maybe this Clergian Beck. Alright, what do we have to work with? Another Shackles and another Mage Elvec. Crashing Boars is pretty good. Workhorse is not very good. 6 mana for a 4/4. If it gave you colored mana, that would be totally different, but it doesn't. We are going to take the Shackles again. Alright, what do we have? A Reckless Ogre, which can be a 6/2 when he's attacking by himself. A Mage Elvec. Yeah, I'm going to take the Reckless Ogre. It fits our curve. Well, I would be a fool not to pick this Foil Raging Goblin. It's obviously the best card in the deck. We're going to... We can blow up big fatties, we can blow up little guys. We don't have a lot of finishers. I suppose we'll take the Raging Goblins, why not? Keeper of the Beast is pretty good. I feel like I should have been green this draft. I just keep seeing so much green. We'll just steal the Keeper of Beasts. Still need 2 cards, and I'd love to replace some of these poor creatures. I'd really like a 2-drop to replace that Coiled Tin Viper. Oh wow, Core Champ, that is super late. Also, Reconnaissance, this card is nuts. If Core Champ were not in the pack, I would be taking Reconnaissance easily. But Core Chant, man, this card is just crazy good. This is a reason to draft white for pack 3. We'll take Reckless over. I'd rather have the 4-drop than the 2-drop. Oh, another empty pack. Cat Burglar is probably the best card against us. So we're at our playable number that we needed. And we've got a pretty good amount of removal. We've got 2 Smite, 2 Blade, Repentance, Core Chant, and Double Shackles. And here we'll take the 2-drop. I think I'd rather play him than Clergy and Beck. Because this guy will definitely kill something when they block it. Why not have 2? Take this guy, even though we don't want it. Oh, see, now we've got Raging Goblin deck. With 3 of them, that's just craziness. I don't know how anyone could stand up to 3 Raging Goblins. If we had some pants, like Maniacal Rage or Giant Strength, Raging Goblins are fantastic then. As are Carnophages. Black-red pants is a really fun archetype. Basically, you pick up every one of the red enchantments that cost 2 and give +2/+2, and as many 1-drops as you can fit. So now let's try to build our deck. I like to add everything that I would possibly play, and then cut from there. Alright, so we've got 28, we need to cut 5 cards. Here's an easy 3. And, oh, no, I want you gone. And Duct Crawler's out of there. 1 card. Coil Tin Viper's out of there. So what do we have? 1, 2... Alright, so this is our deck. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 removal cards. Seems pretty good. We've got 3 unblockable guys and an evasion guy. These guys just get big. I kind of like it. I like the way it looks. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I usually, when I'm playing aggro decks, I'll play 16 lands, but this deck has some 4-drops. It's got a lot of 3-drop spells, so I'm gonna go 17. Let's see what it suggests. 8 and 9. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go 8 and 9. Flowstone Blade, I think, is more important than Orm's Prayer. Sultari Visionary is pretty important, but that's the way I'm going to go. And done. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will post how I did in it. Later.